Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another friendship tarot reading for someone that had made a request for me to read for the BOYZ members Hyunjae and Jacob. So let's see a bit about their dynamic. I'm going to name a bit about their energies. Hyunjae, he is a Virgo sun with a moon in Aquarius. I know that there's a lot of speculation about him possibly be a Capricorn moon, but from what I can feel energetically and by observations of his behavior, when it comes to my perception, I would go for the Aquarius moon. He does give me Aquarius moon vibes, so I'm going to use that energy. And Jacob is a Gemini sun with the moon in Pisces. So very interesting duo. Let's start with the cards that Hyunjae got. He got the card of the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords in reversed, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is why I think he does give me a lot of mercurial and air element kind of vibe, because all his free cards are about our swords. So definitely there's something about him being more comfortable, about being more intellectual about how he feels. I think that for him actually to connect with people, I think that for him somehow it's not easy. I have the feeling that since two out of the three cards of swords that I have here, two are in reversed. I think he has a lot of blockages when it comes to expressing his emotions, or when it comes to expressing how he feels. Definitely I sense that he is a talkative person, that he can be communicative. But I think that there's like a lot of confusion and a lot of block energy when it comes to him being more consistent and more assertive about letting the other person know how he feels. In the case of how he feels for Jacob, I think that definitely there's a lot of energy about him feeling in control of the relationship. Actually, him feeling the control over himself, because the first card, it's a queen. Is a Queen of Swords. So definitely he can be like the initiator of the relationship, the one that starts the communication, the one that decides when to end it, the ones that approaches Jacob first. He can be like the one opening the opportunities for them to be close to each other. But he does it in a way that sometimes it looks a bit like dominating, or looks a bit like, I wouldn't say forced, but you know that the sword element is an element that is really good about letting ideas flow. So definitely he has a lot of perceptions about Jacob's personality, or about, definitely there's a need also in him to talk to Jacob or to listen to Jacob, to maintain a conversation. And he engages, he is the kind of person that if he likes you, he will talk to you, because I believe that from what I can see here is that language is really important for him. And of course, he is a Virgo sun, so it makes sense. But I think that there's something about his energy that it's a bit cold. I don't know how to explain it. But because whenever I read for friendships, relationships, or duo, I always I like to see like more cups, cards from the minor arcana cups, or other cards that let me know that there's like an emotional connection here, and I think that this doesn't mean that Hyunjae doesn't have emotions for Jacob. Actually, this is showing me that he struggles with being emotional. It's like for he can be also a bit awkward when it comes to expressing that he cares. Probably he talks too much, he says too much, probably he says the wrong things. Of course, that there's no right or wrong in communication, but since I see this page and this Knight of Swords in reverse, definitely showing me that the communication style that he uses sometimes can be taken the wrong way. And that there's something about him that he gets frustrated really easily, in the sense that, for example, he can share his point of view, he can say what he wants to say. Definitely with all these swords here, definitely is telling me that he's very honest and that he's very straightforward when it comes to expressing how he feels or what he thinks. And probably with the first card being a Queen of Swords, it means that for him truth is important, or for him to speak the truth, or to give a space for the truth to be exposed or explained is really important. So he definitely has like his arms are open to Jacob when it comes to friendship, when it comes to bond with Jacob. But sometimes he does it in a way that it's a bit confusing. I don't know why, but there's something about things not being said here, or actually things he wants to say and he doesn't. It's like he cannot communicate himself. It's like, for example, he wants to say something and it comes out the wrong way. I don't know why. Or probably, I don't know, if he wants to be funny, it end up being like weird. I don't know how to say this. But what I can say is that whatever comes out of his mouth is his truth. So there's no deceiving here. There's no deceiveness here. There's no lies or pretending. No, he's really honest and he's really crystal clear in his mind about his relationship with others. He's very honest. But somehow it seems that being honest sometimes it does like it doesn't end up well. I don't know why. But it seems like the more honest he is, that things get complicated for him. And I'm sorry that I cannot like express myself, but because I feel like my energy like really like struggling to make this point, because I have all these sources here, so I can tell you and name you a lot of things, and I can say a lot of things, but I think that what I'm looking for here is emotion, and I cannot find it. I cannot find emotion. So definitely what caught my attention is that what's hiding behind all his words, behind all his communication, or behind all his the way he communicates to others. What's behind it? I think that this is what I want to know more, and I cannot see more. All I can see is, oh yes, I communicate, I reach out to this person, I talk to this person, but somehow it's only words. This is what I'm sensing. I don't know why. And he feels frustrated as well because the Knight of Swords is also about putting your ideas into action. So if it is reversed, it means that probably he has like a lot of ideas or probably a lot of propositions for Jacob and he doesn't say it, or he just decides to not do it. So I don't know what is it, because I don't even see cards that let me know that there's fear in here. I don't think there's fear here. I think he's very brave actually. But all I can say is that his attitude and his behavior is really weird. I don't know. So let's see Jacob's side. Jacob got the strengths card, the Eight of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. So yes, see here I have a Queen of Cups. So can you see the difference between the Queen that Hyunjae got at first and the Queen of Cups that Jacob got at the end? These are two different queens. They go after what they want in different ways. Their style is different. The way they process to be a friend to one another is different. First of all, starting with the strengths card, definitely what I can say about Jacob is that he does have a lot of inner strengths, but somehow these inner strengths, because the card of the strengths, it's not about physical strengths or you being brave or courageous. It's much more about you holding your inner nature, or you're holding your wildest desires, or you holding in your instincts, your basic instincts. So definitely here next to the Nine of Wands, I can see that Jacob refrains a lot. He controls himself a lot. He controls his true nature a lot. If you see the Strengths card, that it's a card that it's a woman holding a lion very gently, but the lion is with its mouth open, like it wants to attack. But the lady with her gentleness, she is like preventing him and actually encouraging him with love and gentleness that he shouldn't attack. But the lion is with its mouth open, so the lion definitely wants to give in to his desires. So the Strengths card often talks about all these repressed emotions that we have inside. And then we have the Nine of Wands, so that it's to be exhausted because you had to put up with things for a long time, and there's like moments where you just feel like you cannot take it anymore, that you cannot control your anger anymore, or your quote unquote negative thinking, for example. Definitely, Jacob's nature is very loving. He is a bit motherly. He isn't just like a gentle person. He has like motherly vibes. He definitely cares. In the case of how he feels for Hyunjae, he definitely cares for Hyunjae. He has loving feelings towards Hyunjae. But I think that here this Queen of Cups is showing me that he sees him like from like a mother figure, like when you see your son, he almost is like he acts like his mother, like he wants to take care of him. He wants to and here with also, if we have to add the other cards, I think that what is showing me here is that sometimes he does want to comfort Hyunjae's wild nature. And I don't think that Hyunjae is wild. I mean, I don't know, I do not know him, but I think that he could represent this lion in the Strengths card, and Jacob could be the gentle lady that is like, don't do this, don't say this, think about reacting, think before reacting, like don't react on an impulse, be more in control. And I think that this is a role that actually I believe that Jacob always finds himself in every role in his life that he has. He has to be this kind of the kind of person that is like telling the other ones to calm down, to breathe, to not lose your temper, to think twice before saying something. I think that he is that kind of person, like the one that that helps you get back into your senses, especially when you are very hyperactive, or when you are someone that you are very reactive and you just want to fight people, for example. But I think that even though he does it from a very loving and a very understanding kind of way, I think that he sometimes gets tired of being that person, because the Nine of Wands here, that indicates exhaustion. And also it indicates that he had been supportive to a lot of people, or he had been there in a lot of situations, supporting other members, or other situations. So he is like this kind of motherly figures, a figure that is like his presence is soothing for other people. It's like I feel like he's really popular. Like everyone wants to go to Jacob, because it seems like Jacob has like, since he's represented by this Queen of Cups, it seems like Jacob has this nature, this very accepting, forgiving, this very loving and loyal kind of attitude, where you can actually open up to him and talk about real hard stuff. And he will really get it. He will really be there to comfort you. He will not judge you. But sometimes he does get tired of playing this role. I think that this is what happens with a lot of people that are empaths. This is what happens when you are so empathic. There's a moment when you are like, okay, I'm doing this for everyone. But what about me? What about my own feelings, or about my own emotions? So yes, he definitely needs to work on that, because there's a lot of repressed anger here. But I think that yes, that he loves Hyunjae a lot. He loves him, but he does show me that sometimes it's hard to love Hyunjae, because it seems like you had to fight a lot of boundaries when it comes to Hyunjae to get to really know him, to get to the real Hyunjae, or to get to really connect with him, like I was mentioning before. Like I'm having a hard time trying to go deep into Hyunjae. I don't think he lets me go that deep about how he feels. And I think that this can be frustrating for Jacob as well, because then the Nine of Wands is here. He's like he's trying to be gentle, he's trying to be patient, he's trying to be understanding, but there's like a barrier that he cannot like penetrate. So but definitely he has feelings for him, child. He has very genuine feelings, and he cares for him. So yes, the duo, this friendship is real. There's like an emotional connection. And here the cards that came out as an overall of the relationship, we have the Seven of Cups, the Hangman, and the King of Swords. Again, another swords. So yes, I think that definitely there's an element of they are confused about their life in general, both of them. I think that actually what happens between their communication is that somehow they are able to talk about each other's indecisions, or about each other's uncertainties. I think that when they talk to each other, they are able to see things from another perspective. They allow themselves to make a pause between everything that other people expect them to be or expect them to behave a certain way, and they can really connect. But I see, starting with the Seven of Cups, definitely is telling me that there are a lot of things that are unsaid. It's like there's a lot of flexibility in the relationship. Yes, it is. But it seems like everything is very elusive. Like, can I count on you, or can I not? Like, because the Seven of Cups, it's all about these imaginary options that we have. That between all these seven imaginary options, there's probably one or two that are real for us. But the tricky part of the Seven of Cups is that sometimes you think that you have them all and that you have the possibility to choose. So I think that what here is telling me about the relationship is that they shouldn't take this connection for granted. Like thinking, oh yes, we are just colleagues, or like, yes, we will be there for each other, and then like move on to interact with others. I think that this relationship has a lot of potential to becoming stronger and deeper, but I think that they need to be consistent, because there's one of them that is very aloof, that gets distracted really easily. So, and then there's the other part that actually needs consistency in the relationship. So I think that for this friendship to work, the two of them need to get to an agreement about, okay, are we friends? Like, can I count on you? Because it seems like everything evaporates really soon. For example, I will give you an example, and I don't know why I'm thinking about Hyunjae, but this is what I'm getting right now. For example, let's say Hyunjae and Jacob are having a really like deep conversation about a very delicate subject, and Hyunjae is talking about how he really feels and what he wants to do, and he's starting to reflect on himself. And then all of a sudden he opens up to Jacob and really tells him how he really feels. And probably he starts crying. I don't know. He gets emotional because, Jacob could do that to people, because he does have that kind of influence on you, that you can allow yourself to be vulnerable in front of him. But then, okay, Jacob feels really good about this, because he's like, oh, okay, I'm doing something right. Hyunjae opened up to me and he told me something really important and something very close, something very like something that happened to him that is really serious, And so Jacob feels really good about this. But then, for example, they are all together or they are hanging out with other members, and all of a sudden, Hyunjae starts like making jokes about, oh yes, the other day I cried when I talked to Jacob about this, that this wasn't a big deal, but I start crying, and he starts making jokes and laughing about this. So I can sense Jacob's frustration and confusion, like, I thought we had a special moment, and you are here laughing about it, and you are telling everyone, and I thought that this was a secret, and you are telling everyone, and you are making jokes about this. It's like, I don't want to listen to you anymore, or I'm not going to pay attention. If you ever come to me, like, to tell me something serious, I will not pay attention, because then you will make jokes about it. Something like that. I don't know why I came up with this example, but it's something about probably Hyunjae trying to use the humor research to deal with the strong emotions, and actually Jacob not getting it, you know. So definitely they need to put like more stability in their connection. They need to work more in their connection. They need to put effort. They need to, and I think that in Hyunjae's defense, I can say that him and his influence on Jacob also is that he allows Jacob to be more expressive about his strong point of view. You know, because here with the king of swords definitely is telling me that Hyunjae encourages Jacob to speak the truth, to be more honest, to be more transparent. And I'm not saying that Jacob is not transparent. I'm just saying that sometimes for him to say harsh truth is really hard for him. It's not easy for him. He doesn't want to hurt other people's feelings, and sometimes he just prefers to not say anything. So Hyunjae is like, okay, get these thoughts out of your head and start expressing them. Start speaking on it. You know, start talking about it, because if you do not talk about it, you cannot become stronger. You cannot build a strong personality. And I want you to be strong. And I want you to be independent, and I want you to be able to be yourself. Because for Hyunjae to be yourself, to be, like I was saying, the owner of your truth, of your own truth, it doesn't mean that you are the owner of everyone's truth, but at least of your own, is to be able to speak up, even if it makes other people feel uncomfortable, you know. So yes, guys, this is all I have for this duo. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you are a fan of this duo, I would love to hear your perceptions or your opinion about them. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the person that recommended this to me. So guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.